Hello, and long time no see, friends. If you're new around here, I'm Big Gator. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you are right where you belong. Right now, we are covering 2 weeks later from the U.S. Open, ATP Chengdu and Hangzhou. We'll be covering both of them simultaneously. We're jumping into the first round now, so let me know what you're playing in the comments. There is going to be some qualifying matches, but I don't want to touch those. But if you do, let me know what you're playing in the comments. If you would like to see what I'll be playing, check my pinned comment below. It's there every video if you like to follow along with how I do. We're up a few units, to say the least. Over 5, maybe 6, but we continue to grow every day. With that being said, if you do like the breakdowns of these matches, even though it's been some time since I've had one, please give this video a like. If you would like to get my plays and my picks from this video as soon as I upload, you can subscribe. It's the best way to do so. If you are feeling generous in any type of way, there is a link to donate if you would like to in the pinned comment as well, accompanied with a link to my free Discord, which I encourage you to join. It's a growing community right now, over 120 members and counting. We cover tennis and other sports in there. We got people that are just betting their asses off. But join my swamp. Come to the Gator Swamp free Discord where we get the exclusive plays from me. And if you like to talk more sports in the community, hop in. It's free. It's totally free. It's a bunch of good people in there. I urge you to get yourself involved. But I'm not going to give you any more of this mumbo jumbo. Let's talk about what's happening in China. All right. Starting with Chengdu. And we're going to go right into the first round. But before we do, I do want to say it's first round. Be careful. These guys haven't played in 2 weeks. We don't know if these guys are just, eating Chinese food, living it up in China right now, just enjoying the stay they have. Some of these guys have made a decent amount of money this year so far. So maybe, and some of them don't have the best histories in this place. We'll see. But let's get into it. Just want to say, I'll be playing a bit light, even though we're jumping into this, right? We're jumping into it, but we're playing light. So with that being said, our very first match, and I mean very, very first match that we're going to get into is going to be the Americans. 2 Americans. Got Ethan Quinn going against Marcus Giron. And we've said it a few times on this channel. Marcus Giron hasn't been in the best form, but between the two of them and their head-to-head history, he's beaten them. Straight sets. 6-3, 6-4. Marcus Giron on top of Ethan Quinn. Back in Delray Beach in the second round. Just this year. Now, granted, they're only a round apart in the U.S. Open. Giron lost to Bonzi in a 5-setter. Quinn lost to Kim in a 4-setter. Which, fair play, that dude was he was playing pretty well. Got pretty far, right? Kim got pretty far in the U.S. Open. But anyway, let's look at how they've been playing on the hard courts this season, because that's what really matters. Right, folks? Giron is 11-11. Make a wish. Wish he loses to Ethan Quinn, honestly. And he's 19-21 this season across all surfaces. He is coming into China with a 58.5% win rate on the hard courts and a 56% win rate across all surfaces. Then we have Ethan Quinn, who is 19-11. So 8 more wins, same amount of losses as Giron. He is 37-22 this season. So 1 more loss than Giron, but 18 more wins? That's pretty impressive. So I tell you guys a lot. I like Ethan Quinn. Like, I think he's a great player. I think he's a great player. And we'll see if he can make it in his first time in China. If this is his first time, yeah, this is going to be his first time, I think, really leaving the country. So this is going to be Ethan Quinn's first time in China. We know that Marky Mark was only in Shanghai last year, but he did go to Tokyo, but he didn't take place in Chengdu or Hangzhou. So, and just last year he made it to the third round in Shanghai, which is the Masters. So he played really well last year, even though he went 6-11, well enough to make it to the third round of a Masters, I'll say. But he hasn't been convincing me that he can beat folks. Honestly, beating Navone in a 5-setter is like, it took you 5 sets to beat Navone. Honestly, I didn't think he'd win, but if you're saying who gets it done in 5 sets, I would have probably thought Giron. But losing to Bonzi, I would have expected a top form Giron to be able to beat a Ben Bonzi in 4, but he's not a top form Giron, in my opinion, right now. I don't know. It's been 2 weeks, so how do we really know how anybody is? But that's why I'm playing light. I do like Ethan Quinn to get a set, though, to be quite frank with you. I think he takes the win. And in my purest of hearts, I see him taking the win here. Let's look and see if they have him up yet. Yes, they do. Even money. They got him as the favorite at -102. Got Giron at -120. Quinn to get a set is -270. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's such a good piece. Such a good piece. I like Ethan Quinn, man. I didn't tell you, but Ethan Quinn has a 58.7% win rate on the hard court with a 57% win rate on all surfaces. To compare against Giron, who has a 58.5% win rate on the hard court and a 56% win rate across all surfaces. So Ethan Quinn is percentage-wise, he's better than him on the hard court and in general right now. So I'll probably be playing Ethan Quinn as a super piece on my DraftKings today, but that'll probably be about it. I like him for a set for sure, though. The game spread is put at probably 0.5. Yeah, who the fuck wants to touch a 0.5 game spread? I'm sure Ethan will cover it at plus 0.05, but for all that, you might as well just take him to win. Him winning more games, I guess, will happen, but I don't like that. You can ult it. It's not bad, actually. You can get him at plus 2.5 for -180. It's not bad. But we'll move on. Next, we have Cameron Norrie going against Zhou. And this is going to be their first head-to-head. This is going to be the 30-year-old Cam Norrie, who just had a birthday a few weeks ago back in Cincinnati, going against the 20-year-old Chinese man in Chengdu. What will he do? Now, looking at these guys, Cam Norrie's 10-12 on the hard court, scoring 31-23 this season, and then we have Zhou, who is 17-20 this season. So, both with negative records so far, but Zhou's been playing at a challenger level, and I would love to see if I could find love to see if I could. Okay, gotta trust this side, man. How he does against lefties. He's 7-3 against lefties. Not at an ATP level, but Actually, oh, Nishioka retired. Okay. But yeah, Mannarino beat him in Chengdu just last year. And if but it went to a 3-setter. Yeah, this guy, surprisingly, I mean, Cam Norrie is at a different level, right? Like, surely Cam Norrie is at a different level. That we're a challenger level, a low challenger level player with a decent lefty record could go against him. What's the spread looking like? What's the spread looking like, though? Dude, it's at plus 4.5 for Zhou. Wow. It's plus money for him to... Okay. Okay. Plus 5.5 on the spread for Zhou. Can't lose 6-3, 6-3. He went to a tiebreak with Mannarino. And won it. And then lost the last 2 sets. Oh no. He lost the tiebreak and then won the second set 2-6. But then lost 6-4 the next. So he actually covered his spread there. Playing against Mannarino, who was the 5th seed at the time. And so is Cam Norrie in this situation. Another lefty as the 5th seed. But this is in the first round. He played him in the second round. So I would love to know if you guys think that he covers the 5.5 spread. I personally think he does. It's minus 270. I don't like it enough to bet on it, but I think that it happens. You guys let me know if you're going to play that or bet on that in any way. I'll probably leave that alone. Mind you, I'm in a place where when these matches are happening, I will be asleep. So I won't get to see any of this shit. I have to wake up and rewatch it. If I want to spend the time to rewatch the full match, I probably will stream it in my Discord if you guys want to catch it there. For those that missed the matches, to see how people are playing. So, yeah, let's carry on. Our next match is going to be Halys going against Chris O'Connell. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, I'm not covering the quality matches because we have never covered quality matches on this channel. Like, we don't do that. So, apologies for that. But I know there's other matches that are happening at the same time that evening. But we got to wait for them to get to their first round match. Because even the first round is iffy. So, I see Bossa already in the draw. I know people are going to be like, yo, Bossa ready, Bossa playing. I know he's there. I want to bet on him. He's minus 333. I know the price and everything, but I can't. I just can't. You got to see how he does get out of this. I'm sure he'll win, though. But that was a slight deviation. Halys and Chris O'Connell. They only have one head-to-head. And it is in Chris O'Connell's favor. It was in a qualies match in Dubai. It went to a double tiebreak where he won them both. Ridiculous. Halys is in probably one of the wildest stinkers I've seen. Just looking at his losing streak is crazy right now. I can't even count it. 8-match losing streak. He hasn't won a match since the first round in Halle. God damn, bro. He hasn't won a match since June 16th. My guy, it is September 16th. It has been 3 whole months of you losing. That is crazy. Crazy. But we had Chris O'Connell, who retired in his last match in China in the Guangzhou Challenger, where he made it to the semifinals. Don't know if he's trying to stay in shape and not overwork himself, maybe, for the upcoming Masters. He's not the favorite in this match, I'll tell you that much. Even though this man is on an 8-match losing streak, Quentin Halys is minus 122 to win the match. O'Connell's plus 100. I'm gonna just stay away from that, but I'm gonna still give y'all the juice on what's going on for it. So Quentin Halys is 10-11 on the hard courts this season. He is 55% win rate steady. He has stayed there for quite a long. I think every time I bring up this stat for this, it's always at 55. So he's 16-23 this season. 56% win rate. Going against Chris O'Connell, who is 16-12 on the hard court this season. 20-25. So 5 losses compared to, what is that? 7 losses. O'Connell has a 58% win rate on the hard courts with a damn near 60% win rate across all surfaces. So just incrementally better. As far as rank goes, though, O'Connell is ranked 103. Quentin Halys is ranked 75 at his best, which was in January. After Halys, he was ranked 46. But that was all off the hard court, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that straight hard until the Australian Open is over. Actually, Miami. We doing all hard courts till Miami. Stop playing. So, like I said, I don't really feel any type of way about this match. I would be surprised if Quentin Halys wins, honestly. If he's on an 8-match losing streak, I don't know if Chris O'Connell is going to be the person that he... Actually, this might be the perfect person to beat for him. He lost to him just incrementally 2 years ago in Dubai, so maybe he gets it done here. I couldn't tell you. But we are going to move on to our very last match of the first round for today. And that's going to be Zhou Bergs going against Jerry Shang. And I'm pissed I got to go to bed and I can't watch this one, boy. I'm going to be watching it at work tomorrow. That is for sure. I'm so excited for this. Zhou Bergs and Jerry Shang. I am a Jerry Shang fan, so rooting for him. But also, Zhou did us some good, made us some money back on that grass. And I'll never forget it. Zhou came through on some crazy times for us, so won't forget Zhou, but he has not been playing too great. Anyway, their head-to-head history is 1-1. They play each other on the indoor hard courts in Paris and in Rome on the clay. Zhou won on the clay. Shang won in 3 sets on the hard. So now I know I haven't been going into previous year stats, but Jerry Shang was injured, so I think it's a little relevant to bring up how well he has played. So far, Zhou is 16-13 this season, even though he's been playing pretty whatever. He's got a 60% win rate on the hard courts and a 61% win rate across all surfaces, going 27-23 this season. Okay, then we have Shang, who's 3-5 this entire season on all surfaces and on the hard court. But last season he was 25-11 and had a 42-28 record. Popping into how well he did when he did play in Chengdu, he ended up winning it last year. He was the champion of Chengdu last year. So, going through Bublik, Safulin, Nishikori, Hoffman, and Musetti in the final. The boy is good. I'm trying to tell you. You're not hip to Jerry Shang yet. Then, if you don't know about that Chengdu last year, Jerry Shang was not Jerry Shang. Yeah, Jerry Shang. Different beast. God, it sucked that he got hurt. But I want to say he gets it done in China, man. He's the favorite at -134. I want to put the money on him. I do, man. I do. Call me crazy. Zhou is for sure bound to get a set. But let's see. He was in the U.S. Open and he did retire. He's had 3 retirements this year. I want to bet on him. I still do, but it can't. It wouldn't be wise of me to tell you to bet on this. The last time this guy bet was in the U.S. The last time this guy played was in the U.S. Open, and he retired against Bellucci, another lefty. He was about to get bageled. Called it out. So I don't know if it was hurt or if it was just getting his ass whooped. So I don't know, but I can't tell you that I know that it's a for sure thing that he's just going to get it done because he's back in China where he got the title last year. He may have been preparing himself to just be ready to do this again. I don't know. We don't know. The motivation is definitely there. You got the title here last year, Jerry Shang. You got the title here last year. Are you going to hold what's yours, or are you going to let it go to Zhou Bergs off rip? That's the real question. Are you going to let it go to Zhou Bergs off rip? And if we not going to do all that, we're going to at least to get Jerry for a set, right? We ain't going to take him to win, but he can at least get us a set in China. And then looking at Zhou, right? He going against a lefty, and I know Zhou's history with lefties is a bit iffy, but not crazy bad, not crazy good. I think he's 5-5, at least as of recently. But over his career, he's 41-25, so he does pretty well against them historically. He did beat Jack Draper with a walkover. Jokes. But he did beat, who was that? Aziz Dugas, the Tunisian dude back in Dubai. But that was like the last dude he beat outside of like Diego Palomero. So I don't know if those guys are Jerry Shang level. In my opinion, they're not. They're ranked 212 and 590 something, 559 some shit. So Jerry Shang in China got to be good for a set. He just got to be. He just got to be. He just got to be. And if we're looking at the spread, it's at plus 1.5. I would say Zhou covers a plus 3.5 spread though, just because like Zhou has been playing healthier, just been losing, in my opinion. I don't think he's been playing like terribly bad. I think he's just been losing. But he's been getting back into the groove of things, I would say. He's at least losing one. Winning one and losing the next. At least getting the win in there. At least not going there empty-handed. Even playing the Davis Cup recently, too. We're not going to really count those wins because we don't know what that real motivation is. But he did beat Jordan Thompson and lost to Demon R. Going against the Aussies. So I'm just going to say this. I wish Jerry Shang the best of luck. I'm hoping that he can get a set. Spreads for this match, hard to say. Someone going over 12.5 games, I would put my money more on Zhou, honestly. But if Zhou does it, then obviously Jerry Shang got to if he's gonna win. But if the health is an issue for Jerry Shang, I can see Zhou Bergs getting pushed to like 5 games in a set. Like Shang getting at least 5 games in either set. And then pushing him to a 13th game. I could see that. But this is a defending champion, so let me stop playing with him. We'll see. We'll move on, though. And we're not just going to move on. We're going to say see you tomorrow to the first round, and we're playing light with the ones that we have for today. And then we're going to take a train down to Hangzhou and see what we got for the little slight slate we have there, because we still have a few quality matches over there as well. But we're going to pop in to the first match, which is going to be Alex Kovacevic going against Luka Nardi. And they've played each other once before, earlier this year, in the Estoril Challenger. It was on clay. Nardi won 6-2, 6-3. The Italian got the best of Kovacevic. But when it comes to hard courts, Luka Nardi did make it pretty decently far, right? He qualified all the way through Cincinnati and got up to the fourth round and then got to Alcaraz. But he did have a retirement from Minsk in the third round leading up to that, so he really only had to win the second round to get to the fourth. But he beat Shapovalov, which was playing pretty well at the time. And then we have Kovacevic, who's lost to Coleman Wong, Kecmanovic. He beat Misalic, but lost to Medjedovic, Boyer, Tiafoe. He hasn't been playing too great, honestly, but he does play well in the later portions of the hard court season. So when I started seeing him blooming was in the winter time of last year. He was starting to play really well, but we'll see if that happens again this year. Kovacevic is 13-11, going 30-25 this season on all surfaces, and Nardi is 13-11 as well, going 27-25 this season. So, just based off of the people they've had to fight against recently, I would say that Nardi actually has the edge here. He played pretty well in Cincinnati. I remember watching a few of his matches, and I was like, damn, what was I missing out on? I'm tripping. Oh, goody. They have the futures up. Oh, yes. I can finally put money on Tien. Yes. Oh, we'll get to that. Oops. Anyway, do that now before I forget. Oh, my God. The days. Apologies, friends. I have to give an authentication code. Sweet. Oh, yeah. But guess I'll do it in a minute then. Anyway, I'm sorry for that. I like Nardi getting at least a set here, but he is not the favorite. Kovacevic is. This might be the certified smoke. Honestly, I don't care too much for this matchup, but I do think that Nardi wins. I think Nardi wins. Maybe I'm just doubting Kovacevic's ability. He went 20-17 last season. 2023, he went 34-16 on the hard court. That was his best season ever. Nardi's best season on the hard court was in 2023 as well, going 20-10. Percentage-wise, Nardi's better. From what I've been seeing recently, Nardi's also better. He had to go against Thomas Mahaj. There was no chance. The score would have looked even worse if Kovacevic played against him. I can promise you that. It would have been 6-1, 6-1, 6-1. But, yeah. I like Nardi winning the match. Call me crazy. Call the bloke crazy, bro. But, we can move on. We can move on. Sorry, I'm taking too long on things. I missed you guys. Alright. we can move on to the next beef and potatoes, the big match that I'll be looking forward to. Lerner Tien going against Mannarino Navone. And this is going to be their second head-to-head. Navone ended up beating him in Indian Wells in that first round, but that was his first Masters. He had super nerves. He was super nervous there. This is a regular ATP 250? Smoke season for my mans. It's open season on Navone. He beat Tien in straights. That's not happening again, bruh. Tien is the money line, minus 170. I got him as the favorite to win the whole thing at plus 1,800. You heard me. And I'm taking it. Call me crazy. I don't give a shit. I'm taking that future. And I'm telling you that you should take it with me. I think you should. I think with the draw that Tien's up against, this is a good time for him to take it. 19-year-old from the USA going against a 24-year-old Argentinian with a revenge match in China. And he's had some time to rest. If you think Lerner Tien didn't go back and look at that match, oh man, it's so over for this guy. I would be so surprised if Tien loses. Like, for real. It would be a complete shocker to me if he loses. We know what we do with Tien on this channel. On the first round of ATP shits, certified smoke, straight sets Tien plus 135. This is what we're looking for, people. This is what we've been talking about. See, them Grand Slams, they don't give us what we be needing for them straight set wins. That plus 135, yes, we'll take that. 2.35 on the decimal for you guys outside the U.S. or those that just follow the decimal system like a regular person with a working brain. But Navone is a clay player, okay? He is 5-9 on the hard courts this season. Lerner Tien is 17-10 with top 10, top 15 ATP player wins this season, beating Rublev, Opelka, Shapovalov. Well, not Opelka, but who was that? He beat Ben Shelton. That's right. Fuck, dude. Yeah, so Tien, come on, man. He's going to get it together. Did his thing in Acapulco. This is going to be the same thing just in China. That's what I think, man. And there's no Thomas Mahach there to stop him this time. But he got through Zverev and Cam Norrie in similar conditions as this. I don't know what the weather is like in Chengdu. It's a bit rainy, but it's 94% humidity. Woo! 76 degrees though, so 24 degrees Celsius. So it's weird conditions. Definitely going to slow the ball down. The humidity may help a little bit, but the rain may just like delay it, honestly. So regardless, it doesn't really stop what I think was going to happen. Tien winning. Nothing's really going to change my mind about that one. But yeah. Tien has a 75% win rate on the hard courts. Navone has a 35% win rate on the hard courts. He has a 61% win rate across all surfaces. Navone does. Tien has a 70% win rate across all surfaces. He's ranked 54. Lerner Tien. Navone's ranked 82. Bro, I remember when I followed Lerner Tien initially. I'm talking like a year ago. Like over a year ago at this point. And the boy was ranked like 180 something. Or like 212 or some shit like that, bro. He was... Nah. I'm bugging. He may have been around 120 or some shit like that. Maybe 126, something around there. But to go from 126 to 54 at 19 years old, You're not about to lose in Navone, bro. Nah, we're not doing that again. I'll put money on it. And we'll move on and go to our last match and let you guys get up out of here because these matches are in a few hours anyway. But our very last match is going to be... plus, wait, matter of fact, where are my manners? Let's see how Navone does against lefties. Even though he got the best of... Alright. Even though he got the best of Tien in that one match. I told you it was the first round of a Masters, okay? It was his very first round in a Masters. He nerves. He's 19. It's a big deal for him. Navone is even when it comes to playing against lefties. He was able to beat Cerundolo, Juan Manuel. But he lost to Ben Shelton twice in a row. He couldn't beat Jack Draper. He couldn't beat Hugo Gaston, but he could beat Mannarino. Maybe because of the pace. Mannarino plays with like slow ass pace, and Navone plays on clay more than hard court. So that probably just nullified the play style back at Mannarino, which is how he probably got that win there. I went to 2 tie breaks. Jesus. Got smoked by Nadal back in 2024 too, as a wild card on the clay. Crazy. Lost to Jerry Shang as well in Winston-Salem just last year. So I think it's done for this guy. That's just how I feel. And we'll move on to the last match. Not least, though. Our boy that we were just talking about, Adrian Mannarino going against Yibing Wu. Another lefty going against a Chinese man and China. We have Norrie that's going against Zhou, and then we have Mannarino going against Wu. And their history is mad interesting. They played 2 years ago, only once in the indoor hard courts, and Wu won in straight sets against Mannarino in Dallas. Let's check their stats. Mannarino's 12-13 this season. Has been playing pretty fucking well, if you ask me. From qualies all the way up to the 4th round against Yannick Sinner, where he got to a tiebreak in Cincinnati, to his 4-set loss to Lehechka in the 4th round of the U.S. Open. So he's been playing. He's been having a great season this year. Honestly, he's 31-31 across all surfaces. But honestly, that's pretty good for him. 31 wins is pretty good for him. It's been a few years since he's been healthy enough to have that many wins. So it's good to see him back in that form. But we have Yibing Wu, who is 20-6 on the hard court. And he's going to be on home soil. It's going to be loud for him. They're going to turn up for that boy. They're going to turn up for the Wu. It's going to be 63% on the win rate for our boy Wu. Mannarino has a 57%. Now, the record over the entire season is 22-8. So he's only been playing like 4 matches outside of the hard courts he's been playing on, but he's been winning. He's been playing pretty well. So in the U.S. Open, he couldn't even qualify to the first round, but he did get by Luka Van Osh and Juan Pablo Fikovic, but he couldn't beat Jeremy Kim. Couldn't get to the semifinals and the Chicago Challenger. Got stopped by Yu Su in straight sets as well. And in Washington, he did make it to the 3rd round all the way through qualies, beating Kruger, Mutet, and qualies. He beat Monfils and Popperin, and then lost to Medvedev. So strange, because Medvedev ended up losing the very next match. But Wu on home soil, let's see, was he there last year? Was he? He was. He was in Shanghai. But he retired in the 1st round against Coleman Wong in Hangzhou. Damn, bro. How'd that happen? What happened there? Let's see. Yibing Wu. Due to several injuries, including his elbow, which required surgery. Damn. Well, looks like that elbow's working just fine now. So, I think he's ready to get his shit back. The last thing he won consecutively out there was the Giron Challenger, right before getting into that injury. And then somehow, like a week later, played Carlos Alcaraz. Or a month later, played Alcaraz. Couldn't tell you. I would say, looking at the history that Wu has against lefties, which I don't know off the top of my head. Gotta look it up real quick. The lefty relationship with Yibing Wu is as follows. He is 5-0 so far this season against all lefties he's played against. That includes Corentin Moutet, Andre Iligan, Alex Rybakov, a bunch of Americans, but all the lefties he's beaten. So this is going to be the first ATP 250 level, which is going to be what I'm a bit worried about, because I don't know when you've gotten an ATP 250 win against a lefty. Let's see. Hmm. 2023, Moutet in Atlanta on the hard courts and straights when they were 16 ranks apart. He's now ranked 196 when he used to be ranked 54. So if he's stuff there for me, I might stay away from this Mannarino match, honestly. I'm happy enough with what we have. You know, my boy Tien's playing. I'm happy enough with what we want to get out of him. I'm excited to see what he produces for us. But that does conclude everything for the first round that's happening for tomorrow. So I know it was a long video, but like I said, I did miss you all. I wanted to give you guys the best of the best and the most of the most and catch up with you all. So please tell me in the comments what you guys been up to in the meantime. How's life been for you? And what you're looking forward to. Who you got futures for. You know what my future's going towards. And Hangzhou. It's going to be Leonard Tien to win it outright. Because why not? Why not? Who's going to give him the problem? Who's going to give him the problem? And I would love to have Shang win in Chengdu, but health is seeming to be a bit of an issue for him. So we'll see what we go with. But check out the pinned comment if you want to follow what I'm playing. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the next video. All right? Take care. Love you all. Peace.